My Ford Ranger of 125,000 miles started billowing blue smoke a few weeks ago. Now, this is obviously an issue with either the piston ring, or the injectors, or the turbo. It could be a variety of problems, but I want to make sure I've got a good engine first before I actually start replacing parts like a turbo or the injectors. Unfortunately for me, the Ford Ranger isn't a very good design engine. It's the same engine what's in the Land Rover Defender 2.2 as well, the Puma, the 2012 onwards. Problem is, you have to take off the entire inlet manifold and the EGR and all the stuff around it to actually get to the glow plugs to do the compression test. That is obviously an issue because when they say do a compression test, you need to warm the engine up. How can you warm the engine up if you don't have an inlet manifold to warm the engine up? So I'm not going to start it or anything like that. So I'm just going to do it cold. The problem is this has got 125,000 miles on it and it's 2012. And the glow plugs have never been replaced before. So there's always an issue with snapping glow plugs. And if you snap the glow plug in the cylinder head, guess what? You either have to take the cylinder head off, or you have a tool or a really big battle to get this glow plug out. My tip for the glow plugs, now I've got the luxury of doing this because I'm doing it all at home. You may not have the luxury in a garage, but I would highly recommend them to ask them to do this, or for them to take it to pieces and then you go and visit the car every day or every few days to then do this. Now, WD-40, don't use it. It's good for some things, but it's not good for what we need. Now, I basically got all the inlet manifold off. I got all the stuff prepped and I exposed the glow plugs and then I left it. And I got some plus gas and basically just sprayed each glow plug every day for a week. This is a week after I did the first video. So this has just been sat on the driveway, gathering dust, taking up a spot in my garage, what my Land Rover Defender was supposed to be using. It is now not, it's outside. So it's not really a garage queen anymore. It's actually getting used. So this plus gas, I would highly recommend using it. Now the glow plugs on the 2.2 Ranger and the 2.2 Puma Defender, it's only a 10mm socket. So I wouldn't recommend using anything more than a 3/8, which is what I'm going to use. I definitely wouldn't be using a 1/2 inch because you're just going to put too much torque into the actual bolt or into the nut to get it off. And I'm just going to be really, really careful trying to crack this. So I'm going to support it on the top and just crack it. I mean, that's been a week since I put the plus gas on it, and that's come undone really, really nicely. And the cylinder one was probably the worst one to get undone. It was really rusty, really heavily caked in dirt, and every day I've just been putting this plus gas on. And it's really helped. Cylinder 2, get it seated nicely. And just nice and easy, that's nice and loose now. It doesn't take much to loosen it, but you just need to be really, really careful with it. Cylinder 3. Just a nice little bit. And again, it's come undone nicely, that. So last but not least, cylinder 4 right at the back. Struggling to actually see it as well. The EGR slightly in the way as well. Or the remnants of the EGR, not actually the EGR. Not the actual EGR control valve, but the actual EGR itself. Get it seated nicely. Hold the top of the ratchet, and just push it down. Yeah, that's now done nicely. So if you're still getting resistance, I would probably fasten them back in, but mine are really, really loose, and it's really nice actually. I'm glad I actually took the time. Put the plus gas on every day, because this is an absolute dream coming out. You would expect it to be a brand new car, this. It's replacing these plugs. It's coming out that easy now. And now I'm down to just unscrewing it with my hand. Not quite. Bit more plus gas on it, just for the last little bit, because you're always going to get the sediment and crap sitting at the top of the thread. So I'm going to go back and cylinder 1 now. And I'm actually holding my ratchet like that. I'm not putting any torque in the end of the ratchet. I'm just doing it all with my wrist. I'm not putting any undue stress on these nuts, because they've had 125,000 miles of use with the age as well from 2012. So let's stick a bit more plus gas down there. And then move on to cylinder 2 now. Let that settle for a few minutes. Plus gas. All these fuel hoses are in the way as well. Cylinder 2 might come out straight away without putting any more plus gas on it. First one out. First impressions, quite wet at the bottom. Could possibly letting in too much oil or burning diesel. Not hugely happy with the bottom of that glow plug. Just had to go away to try and find somewhere to put it. Sort of basically just laid out a piece of paper with cylinders 1 to 4 in it, so I'm going to obviously put each glow plug as I take it out on the correct cylinder, so I know what cylinder looks the worst, etc, etc. What looks like it's burning the most diesel, what looks like it's burning oil. And by the way, this is all loose because I've taken this entire thing off, because I do actually plan to replace all this and also the injector seals as well, hoping that the obviously the engine is fine before I do all this. But if I have low compression, I could have an injector seal could be worn or misaligned or just need replacing, so that could be also a problem for the getting a bit of resistance there now as it's coming up on the thread, so stop on that one. Put a bit more plus gas on cylinder 3. And I'm moving back to cylinder 4 now. Oh, this is nice and easy now. Really easy. Tell you what, that plus gas is some penetrating oil. It really is. If you're not using plus gas and you're taking off really old bolts, I would definitely get in the description below and get some plus gas ordered. Not expensive, about a tenner, worth every penny. Because there's no way WD-40 could even have got close to doing anything of this. Cylinder 4 coming out. Not quite as diesely as the other one. I'm going to go back onto cylinder 1 now. Again, I'm just not putting, and I'm basically just doing one-handed. There is obviously a camera in the way, but I just don't want to be getting much more, any more torque than I have to. So I'm just getting my wrist like that and just doing it with my wrist. I'm not doing it with the end of the socket. Not putting any torque other than my own wrist into this stud. Now this is definitely a crap design though. The engine, a actual serviceable part, burying it so deep in all sorts of, well, obviously taking the in-mat manifold off is kind of weird. I can't say I've ever had to do that before to a vehicle to get to a glow plug or a serviceable part. Interestingly, I've had to do it to a Volkswagen Golf because the swirl flaps weren't functioning right, so I replaced the in-mat manifold on a Mark 5 Golf GTI. I think there's a common problem with the swirl flaps on that. But yeah, that's the only time I've really had to take an inlet manifold off to do a job. Number 1 coming out now. Now obviously there is plus gas soiled on the actual just obviously dripped down and gone onto the actual glow plug, but it doesn't look too bad. Cylinder 1. Just a notorious cylinder 3. When I say notorious on the Puma, it's always cylinder 3 what breaks. I've got a little bit more effort into this, but I'm being really careful not to. I've got a lot of squeaking going on with the actual thread. Cylinder 3's undone now. A little bit worried before, but it never felt like it was gonna snap. I'm really not putting a lot of effort. I'm just getting 2 fingers on this and just letting the weight of the ratchet come down on it. Cylinder 3 coming out. Looks like a bit of carbon and stuff on the bottom of it. A lot more crud around the actual threads itself. It's definitely harder to take off with all that stuff there. So everything's laid out now relatively neatly. I've had to put some like dirt down here because I spilled loads of oil when I took all this stuff out here, all the inlet out. So I'll clean it up later. Obviously the fuses, I just took all the fuses related to anything to do with fuel out because I didn't want it to spark up. But to test the actual glow plugs, I'm going to set it to continuity testing. And you can basically just test this out. .5. That one. Obviously not going to put these back in. I'm just showing how to test these plugs out. More resistance in that one, number 3. I mean, I definitely do change these plugs now. Number 2 is jumping all over the place. I would say that one's pretty goosed. Say this is where you can kind of tell which one's goosed or not, just by the amount of carbon on them, because obviously if it was working properly and it was burning, then it would burn the carbon off, but if it's not burning properly, then it's not burning the carbon off. So I'd say anyway, all the names replaced. Maybe 4's okay, but the other 3 are knackered.